Hello, person. So today we're going to be talking about the Punic Wars. So let's start. Rome was a tiny kingdom inside of the Italian peninsula. Now, this might be like nothing, but trust me, you'll understand. So, Rome was a tiny kingdom in Italy. Then, well, they kind of just took over everything else that I'm not going to get into. And they just kind of took over the Italian peninsula. Wow, Carthage, let me get into it, was actually a Phoenician trade colony. And the Carthaginians were actually Phoenicians. Basically, it all started in Phoenicia, or in Phoenician land. Everyone just had so much fish. Then they were like, what do we do with this? And then they were like, no, not me. They were like, let's sell it across the land of the Mediterranean. So they did. They sold the fish across the land, which made them a sea empire in the Mediterranean. So Carthage was a trade colony of Phoenicians. So I don't know what it's called, Phoenicia or something, Phoenicia or something. And Phoenicia, it was a trade colony of Phoenicia. So then it was a semi-democratic state. And it was really big, actually. Like this big or so. And it was a trade colony. It was good into trading. And it was, at that time, a big trading empire. They were very rich and also were like the best sailors in the world. And they owned Sicily. It's a part of Italy. And then at that time, the relations were good. But then when it came to Sicily, the relations were bad. So eventually that kind of just caused war. So then they fought. Basically, Hannibal Barca was variously good as a general, like so good. He was the best general of Carthage. And he was really good, actually. So then they kind of fought mini wars. I'm not getting into this because it'll take too long.
Mini tiny battles, mini tiny
And there was just something better with Carthage. The Carthaginians were better at sailing. They had this little thing that would slam into the Roman boats. And the Roman boats were so small. It was like 5 boats or so. And they easily killed them. See, there was something. They had stronger abs. They were very, very stronger in the sea. So Rome was like, well, let's just swim. But then they were like, I don't know how to swim. So then we're like, okay, then let's spend 2 months of our time making a war fleet on the ocean. They only did it in 2 months. They crafted 128 ships in 2 months. Imagine that. That's crazy. But that's crazy. If you don't understand, it's a very short time. So then they fought, they lost. And then they fought again, they lost. Then one time they were like, hey, let's do this. Let's add a gigantic saw thing. And then if we just push it there, it'll just slam into the boat. We can just do a land battle. It's just a little thing here. And then we just slam into the Carthaginian boats. And we just cross it. And then we could just murder everyone in the boat. So then we were like, so whoever invented this was a genius. Like imagine that this is a philosophical animation thing. So whoever this was a genius. We killed many, many people. I like it. So it was very successful, and they killed many people. So it was good. Basically, what it would do is it was just a gigantic bridge which would slam in, and the Carthaginians' first reaction was, "What is that little saw thing, bro? It's just a tiny little spike." This is so funny. Why? This is so funny. They're just putting us. Why not put a saw that will just overbalance us and will make us fall? Then they kill all. Then they get all killed. So then they all die. Then they're scared of it now. And then they eventually just remove the zoo. Okay, so today we're gonna blow it up with TNT. Bye bye. So then there's a nuclear silo that explodes.
Yeah.
So then a nuclear silo explodes them all. AKA the Carthaginian boat. And then that was kind of it. They invaded Sicily. So then they took over Sicily. Then Hannibal Barca was like, so then they nuked them with 40 nuclear silos. But guess what? Rome had anti-nuclear silos. You've officially done it. Rome's a genius.
What? Oh my god.
No, they did not. They did not. Well, that's how you explain it to people. Most people learn it like this. Like how you need. Yeah, this was in ancient time, by the way. This was in ancient time. There were no nuclear silos. I'm just explaining it so you get it, so you understand, alright? They destroyed Rome for a few seconds until one dude named Fabius came in. You might know the Fabian strategy, which is running away and then killing the support pillar. Yeah, I'll explain that later. So Fabius was like, they're kicking us. We're losing. Why don't we just run away from them and then kill their support pillar, aka the capital, or aka New Carthage? Because at that time, Carthage had to pay reparations for the First Punic War. And they used Spain's silver mines to do that. So then they were like, why not let's destroy the capital of Carthage's biggest colony. Not actually Carthage's capital, because it was called New Carthage. And Carthage was the capital of Carthage. But New Carthage was the capital of Carthaginian Spain. Alright?
Alright.
Okay, so he was like, oh, that's fun, and I'm gonna nuke New Carthage. So then they nuked New Carthage. Then the generals in Carthaginian Spain were like, oh no, they're all gonna die. Please, I miss you so much. So then, well, they lost all the entire colony. So then Rome did that. So then they marched on Carthage. Scipio marched on Carthage. I'm not gonna get into that. Then they were like, we killed Carthage, we won the war, and then Carthage became a client state of Rome, and they lost all of their land. Then Hannibal, Hamilcar's son, was in threat of Roman capture, so he chose to drink some poison, and then he died. So then his final last words were, let us anguish the pain that we've done to all the Romans, or something like that. Oh, Hannibal. And then they looked at him poisoning. Ew. That's the end of the story. Subscribe. Like. Bye-bye. Also, I'll see you next time. Bye. Also, I'm gonna get a new video. Keep watching this channel, and you'll have all my new notifications if you sub. Okay? Bye bye. If you want, you can sub, or if you want, you can like. Bye bye, sir. Bye bye.
Bye. Take picture.
That was absolute chaos. Bye bye bye.